Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night feeling your heart racing, cold sweat running down your face, and dizziness that makes you feel like you're about to collapse? For people with diabetes, this sensation could be the result of a severe hyperglycemic crisis. And you know what's scarier? It could have been caused simply by the dinner you ate a few hours earlier. Hey everyone! Dr. Mike here, and today I'm going to talk about something that could literally save your life or the life of someone you love. I'm going to reveal the 10 everyday American foods that diabetics absolutely cannot consume if they want to avoid serious complications, some potentially fatal. Let me be clear, I'm not exaggerating when I say that some food choices can be fatal for people with diabetes. The American Diabetes Association documents thousands of cases annually where severe hyperglycemic crises led to emergency hospitalizations and, in extreme cases, deaths that could have been avoided with proper knowledge. Food 1. Soda. Let's start with a product that's practically liquid poison for diabetics. Regular sodas, which we Americans love to call soda. A 12 ounces, 355 milliliters, can of Coca-Cola or Pepsi contains approximately 39 grams of sugar. That's almost 10 teaspoons of pure sugar. For a diabetic, consuming this is like throwing gasoline on a fire. It causes an almost instant spike in blood glucose. I had a patient, Mr. Thompson, 67 years old, who insisted that just a sip of Mountain Dew on Sunday wouldn't hurt. During a routine checkup, his glycated hemoglobin was at 9.2%, well above the recommended level. When we investigated his food diary, we discovered that sip was actually a full glass, and it was happening not just on Sundays, but almost daily. After completely eliminating sodas, in just 3 months his glycated hemoglobin dropped to 7.4%. Without changing medication, just by cutting out soda. And don't be fooled into thinking Diet Coke, Coke Zero, or other diet versions are completely safe. Although they don't contain sugar, recent studies from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition show that artificial sweeteners can alter gut microbiota and even cause insulin resistance in some people. If you consume them, do so in moderation. Food 2. Juice boxes. But Dr. Mike, if soda is bad, at least juice boxes are healthy for my diabetic child, right? Wrong. Extremely wrong. Juice boxes, so common in American lunchboxes, are concentrated fructose bombs. An 8 ounces, 237 milliliters, Minute Maid contains about 24 grams of sugar, almost as much as a soda. And don't be fooled by packages that say, no sugar added. The problem is the natural sugar from the fruit, which without the fiber of the whole fruit, is rapidly absorbed by the body. I remember Mrs. Williams, a 72-year-old woman with type 2 diabetes, who started drinking Tropicana orange juice every morning thinking it was a healthy choice. In just 2 weeks, she started experiencing dizziness and weakness. When we measured her blood glucose, it was at 287 milligrams per deciliter even before breakfast. If you love fruits, eat them whole. The fiber helps slow down sugar absorption. But juices, even 100% natural ones like Simply Orange or Ocean Spray, are sugar concentrates that your pancreas cannot handle properly. Food 3. Candy. Candies, caramels, and sweets in general that are so present at American supermarket checkouts are practically pure sugar. The danger of Skittles, M&Ms, Hershey's Kisses, and other candies isn't just in their sugar content, but also in the fact that they're small and easy to consume in large quantities. A handful of jelly beans can easily contain 30 to 40 grams of sugar, and how many people stop at the first handful? Not to mention that most of these products contain high fructose corn syrup, which Harvard Medical School studies indicate is even worse for diabetics than regular sugar, as it overloads the liver and increases insulin resistance. A concerning story was that of Mr. Miller. At 63, he kept Werther's Original in his pocket for hypoglycemia emergencies. The problem is that he started sucking on the candies even without having hypoglycemia, just out of habit. The result? Advanced diabetic neuropathy that could have been avoided. Food 4. Chocolates and sweets. Milk and white chocolate are particularly problematic for diabetics. A medium-sized Hershey's, Snickers, or Milky Way bar can contain up to 30 grams of sugar. One of my patients, Helen, told me that every day after lunch she ate just a small square of Ghirardelli chocolate. When we reviewed her glycemic control, we noticed alarming spikes exactly in the post-lunch period. If you absolutely need chocolate, opt for dark chocolate with at least 70% cocoa, like some Lindt or Ghirardelli varieties. American Heart Association studies show that pure cocoa may even help with insulin sensitivity when consumed in moderation. But beware, even dark chocolate should be consumed in small amounts. Food 5. Honey. Dr. Mike, but honey is natural. It can't be bad. This is one of the biggest misconceptions I see among my diabetic patients. Honey is essentially sugar, mainly fructose and glucose. 1 tablespoon of honey contains about 17 grams of sugar. I had a patient, Mrs. Johnson, who replaced refined sugar with Subi honey thinking she was making a healthy choice. Her blood glucose shot up in the following weeks, and she didn't understand why, since she was using a natural sweetener. The body doesn't differentiate whether the sugar came from a beehive, sugarcane, or a factory. The impact on blood glucose is practically the same. Honey, maple syrup, molasses, brown sugar, all are essentially sugars that rapidly raise blood glucose. Hey folks, before continuing with the next foods on this dangerous list, I want to ask, have you or someone close to you been struggling to control diabetes? Share your experience in the comments. And if this content is helping you better understand the risks associated with diabetes, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more information that could literally save lives. Hit the bell icon too to be notified about our upcoming videos on health and longevity. Now, let's continue with our list of foods that diabetics shouldn't even think about consuming. Food 6. Sugar in all its forms. This may seem obvious, but it's important to emphasize. Any type of sugar should be eliminated from a diabetic's diet. White sugar, brown sugar, turbinado sugar, coconut sugar, all will cause a rapid rise in blood glucose. And what's concerning is that many people use alternative sugars sold at stores like Whole Foods and Trader Joe's, believing they are healthier. Mr. Peterson, a 59-year-old patient, insisted on sweetening his coffee with turbinado sugar because he read online that it was less processed. His blood glucose remained uncontrolled despite taking medication correctly. When he finally agreed to completely eliminate sugar, his blood glucose stabilized in just a few weeks. Remember, to your body, sugar is sugar, regardless of the color or marketing on the package. Food 7. Fast foods, hamburgers, pizza, hot dogs. Fast food is a fatal combination for diabetics. High content of refined carbohydrates, saturated and trans fats, and often lots of hidden sugar. A typical McDonald's combo with a Big Mac, large fries, and a Coca-Cola can contain more than 140 grams of carbohydrates, far beyond what a diabetic's body can properly process. I had a patient, Rick, who after being diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, continued his habit of eating at Wendy's and Burger King twice a week. "It's just a cheeseburger," he would say. 3 months later, he ended up in the emergency room with diabetic ketoacidosis that nearly cost him his life. American fast food is designed to be addictive. It combines sugar, salt, and fat in a way that stimulates the brain's pleasure centers. For diabetics, it's a dangerous trap that can lead to serious complications. Food 8. Canned fruits. Canned fruits, such as Del Monte peaches or pineapple rings, are basically fruits bathed in sugar syrup. An average 100g serving of canned peaches contains approximately 25 grams of sugar. For a diabetic, this is a disaster for glycemic control. Mrs. Henderson, a 68-year-old woman with type 2 diabetes, had the habit of eating Dole pineapple rings after dinner. "It's fruit, it must be good for me," she thought. During a consultation, we discovered that her nighttime blood glucose was consistently above 250 milligrams per deciliter. Even versions that say, packed in 100% juice, generally contain a high concentration of natural fructose, which also raises blood glucose. If you really like fruits, opt for fresh ones, in controlled portions, preferably accompanied by a protein source to slow down sugar absorption. Food 9. Cookies. Cookies and filled biscuits like Oreos, Chips Ahoy, and Nutter Butter are real bombs of refined carbohydrates, sugar, and hydrogenated fats. Just 3 Oreos can contain 20 grams of sugar and more than 25 grams of carbohydrates. Additionally, they are highly processed and usually contain trans fats, which worsen insulin resistance. Mr. Davis, a type 2 diabetic, kept packages of Chips Ahoy in his desk drawer at work. "It's just for an emergency," he would say. The emergencies became daily, and his glycated hemoglobin rose to 10.3% in just 2 months. The problem with cookies, besides their poor nutritional content, is that they're designed to be highly palatable and difficult to consume in moderation. Once you open the package, you rarely stop at the first cookie. Food 10. Chocolate milk powder. Finishing our list, we have chocolate milk powders like Nesquik and Ovaltine. These products are essentially sugar with a little cocoa. 1 tablespoon of Nesquik can contain up to 12 grams of sugar. When you add this to milk, which already contains lactose, another sugar, you create a drink that instantly spikes your blood glucose. Mrs. Wilson, diabetic for 15 years, prepared a glass of milk with Nesquik for breakfast every morning. "It's a tradition since childhood," she explained. Even with insulin, she couldn't control her morning blood glucose, which frequently exceeded 200 milligrams per deciliter after breakfast. The marketing of these products often emphasizes added vitamins and minerals, but this doesn't compensate for the damage caused by the high sugar content. For diabetics, these products should be completely eliminated from the diet. As you've seen, these 10 foods so common in our American homes are particularly dangerous for people with diabetes. I'm not exaggerating when I say they can be fatal. Severe glycemic imbalances can lead to complications such as diabetic ketoacidosis, hyperosmolar coma, and in the long term, kidney failure, blindness, amputations, and cardiovascular diseases. What makes these foods so dangerous isn't just their nutritional content, but the fact that many of them are consumed habitually, often without realizing the damage they're causing day after day. Remember, for a diabetic, every food choice at the supermarket is a health choice that has both immediate and long-term impact. The good news is that there are dozens of delicious and nutritious foods that diabetics can safely consume. In an upcoming video, I'll share 57 food options that are not only safe but can actively help control diabetes. If you know someone with diabetes, share this video. It could literally save someone's life. Leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and activate notifications so you don't miss any content about health and quality of life. This is Dr. Mike, reminding you that knowledge is health, and health is life. See you in the next video.